Hey everyone, Bo Watson here with School of Lifetime Low Rounds, and today I'm going to show you how to fix your slice. Now, for those of you that struggle with this, I know it is a very painful subject and it's something that you'd like to fix right away, and you may have had some success in the past, but you may still be struggling with this, and today I'm going to show you how to get rid of this for good. Okay, so I'm going to share with you a favorite drill of mine that I picked up from Andrew Rice. Really love this drill. I've been using this with some of my students and have had a lot of success. And before I do that, let me go over a few things why the slice occurs so that you can better understand how this drill will help. Okay, so for those of you that struggle with the slice, one of the big things that happens is as you go to the top of the swing, you may be going way back inside. That's one of the typical reasons, is that you go way inside and then you come over, okay, and you're coming out and across. And the biggest thing that you have to understand is what the new ball flight laws talk about in relation to how the ball flies and the proper relationship of the face and the path. Okay, so the first thing that you got to understand is the ball will always start 85% to where the face angle is at impact, the moment of collision. Think of that ball like a mini computer, right, that you're programming it to do, and it will only do what you tell it to do. Okay, so once you understand that part and you understand the ball starts 85% to the face angle, then whenever you have a curvature, that means that that ball is going to curve because the path is different than where the face angle was at impact. The more pronounced that face to path difference, the more curvature you're going to get. But the more these two line up, in other words, where that face angle and path at moment of collision, if they're pointing all in the same direction, then hypothetically speaking, to keep it simple, you should see a straight shot. Okay, and that also goes for if you hit a shot that goes in to out and the face is matching that path that's moving in to out, you'll see that push. And then also if you hit a shot that's out and then you got that face closed but it's matching the path, and then you see the pull. Okay, so once you understand the face to path relationship, now you're able to more accurately diagnose why we're hitting the slice. Okay, more times than not, you have to know that, well, back up, let me just put it this way. Whenever that slice occurs, you need to pay attention to where is that ball starting, because that's going to tell you a lot, right? For an example, I got an alignment stick sitting right out here on the line with two other pins that you can see in a distance. If you look really closely, they're almost on top of each other, or in line, right? And so if we use that as our target line, and for an example, if I were to come in and I were to come out to in, you can see how it's tipping out right here. It's coming across the target line, but the club path is moving this way. But if I were to stop at impact, the face angle is slightly open. All right. Now, if the ball starts just barely left of the stick and then curves way offline, that tells us that the path was moving further left. Okay, keep that in mind. That means these two were a lot different. If they hadn't matched up, I should have seen probably a straight shot that would have gone left of my target, maybe about 10 yards. It would have been a slight pull. Okay, hope that's making sense so far. Now, if not, please leave a comment below and I'll explain further. All right, now once you understand the difference in between the face and the path, and you understand where that ball starts is 85%, okay, to the face angle. Let's say, for an example, I hit a shot that actually starts right of my target, okay, which means now the face angle is slightly to the right, but my path of the club is moving left of the stick. Ball will start probably right on the stick, maybe slightly right of the stick, and then it's going to curve way off line to the right. All right, the reason why this is so important is because now you're starting to understand where is that face angle at impact. The more you get educated on knowing where the face angle is, the better you're going to be with the over the top move or fixing the slice itself. So if we know that our path is one of the leading causes we're getting outside and coming across, we know that we need to redirect that. Okay, so one of the things I always like to use is if you think of like a spectrum here, like you got two ends of the spectrum, and let's say you're on this side and you're having a lot of over the top motion, right? And we've got that path moving on a like TrackMan or something that's going and showing up like 8 degrees left. Okay, the opposite side of the spectrum would have you moving into out okay? Instead of going this way, we're coming more inward and outward, okay? So on this side of the spectrum, we're out 8 degrees, okay? And we need to start tapping on this side of the spectrum, even though it's exaggerated, in order for us to start moving to where we want to be, which would be like a neutral shot, okay? Face and path, neutral, not a whole lot of difference, right? So the drill that I picked up with Andrew Rice that I absolutely love is you take an alignment stick like this, okay? You set it out on the target line in line with another target. And the objective here is to set up like if you were going to aim, okay? You got to make sure that your alignment and everything is correct. A good idea is to maybe take an alignment stick or even like a club like this, set it down as a reference point. Make sure you got the railroad tracks going. You don't have to be on it, just make sure that your distance is about the same off of that. And then set up neutral, okay? So the objective here is twofold. Got bugs flying on me today. What you want to do, instead of gripping like a normal grip like this, what you're going to do is you're going to take your grip, but you're going to take that club and you're going to rotate it. So if my face angle is straight up and down, like that's 12 o'clock, I'm going to rotate it inward. For my position, it's going to look like about, I'd say 10:30, 11. But if you notice, I'm still gripping the same. So what I'm not doing is gripping and then rotating like this. What I'm doing is I'm taking a grip like that, re-gripping, and I'm setting up with that face shut. Now, what is this going to do? When you do this correctly, and you set that club out here like this right here, and the objective of the drill is to set up neutral, but you're going to need to get that ball to start out to the right. It's going to take a few swings, but what's going to happen is you're going to have to start figuring out how to get the hands in front a little bit. Right shoulder is going to have to drop back, and what it's going to do is going to teach you to start swinging in, but it's going to absolutely force you to having to come outward, in to out, okay? So what it would look like is, that's what it would look like neutral, but if the objective is to get that ball to start right at the stick, there's no way I'm going to be able to do that from here. I'm going to have to start figuring out how to shift without moving my feet. So I start getting the hands in a position that's more forward, dropping the right shoulder back, and then swinging. Now that barely missed just to the left of the stick. So we're going to try one more. Which means I need to go even more pronounced. So here's the grip. Turn into about 10:30. Re-grip. Okay. Setting up again. There's my neutral setup. Get it way end out. Really going to work hard on getting this to turn. And there's a ball that starts to the right and slightly drawing. You should, in this drill, see a snap hook. That's the objective here. And the reason why this is so powerful, because remember what I was talking about, you know, two sides of the spectrum. If you, for the longest time, for a slice, is coming in over the top, face is coming in, and it's just like coming through holding, because if you did rotate and you did connect and you got that face to shut, that ball is going so far left and snap hooking left. We call that the pull hook, okay? The beauty of this drill and what it trains you to do is that it's teaching you to not only fix the path, okay, it's also helping you to get the rotation of the left forearm, which is what you need for a normal shot. So it tackles two things at the same time, which is why this drill is so powerful and why it's had a lot of success with a lot of my students. So guys, put this drill into practice, work hard on this, and I promise you, you'll see a fix with your slice in a very, very short amount of time. So if you like this video, subscribe below. That way you can stay connected with all the videos that we're posting. And guys, thanks so much for joining.